Hey there guys, and welcome to Diablo 3 video. Some say it's a dead game, some say it is not. Anyway, there's patch 2.5, and because 2.5 seems like a really good number, I decided to make a video about it. So there's some it's more of a quality of life patch, but there's also like some new levels for people that are really high, have really high damage and really like that kind of stuff. Just raising the ceiling of what you can do in the game. So let's start with the general things, which are really quality of life. So here we have a new feature, which is the armory. Players may now save up to 5 different builds per character using the armory. This new feature can be found on Town Hub within each act. Saving a build in the armory will snapshot your character's current gear, socketed gems, active and passive skills, and can ice cube powers. Equipping a saved armory build will automatically swap items and gear between the character and the stash. So basically, let's actually go to the game. Let's first do editing magic trick number 1. Alright, we're in the game. This is my probably from 2.1, 2.2 thing patch. Let's sound play in the background. Alright. So this is a really old build, and I haven't played this game for a long time, but oh my god, 658 million. I don't remember having so much money. Anyway, here we go. You have your stash and your freaking things, and this is now mostly empty because there's another thing, like the crafting materials all went to here, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But right next to the stash you have your armory. You save your set, you have all the details, can ice cube powers and skills and passives and all of that. Right now, looking at this, maybe they could, there's no space, right? There's probably, like, if they make it higher and then more space here, but then it kind of gets all over your face. But to have like how damage, toughness and recovery changes if you put another set, for example, that would be nice. But anyway, this is it. It's, you can have whatever the name you want, and you have sets, and it's 5 sets. It's a lot of sets. So there's the animation of like so it's nice. And that's it. That's sets. Alright, and of course, if you equip, like, it'll just go to your stash, stuff like that, so whatever. Now let's go to, again, new feature, crafting mat storage. Starting with patch 2.5.0, crafting materials picked up or obtained through salvaging will now appear in separate storage tab, freeing up space in the shared stash. This tab can be accessed through the inventory window. So wait, editing magic. So as we saw just back there, here we have Hellfire stuff, crafting stuff, all your stuff, and bounties. So yeah, all your crafting materials now live here. Let's see what happens if I come over to over here. If I want to, well, yeah, you have this stuff over here, but you can also be like, alright, let's see, like, sometimes you actually don't know how many you actually have, because for design they just well, whatever. But now you have all your stuff here, you know, how much of something you have, and yeah, it's a great improvement. I was thinking maybe they could do that to gems. I mean, there's space for another button here, but you know, they're probably just rolling this out, seeing how it goes, and then roll out some other stuff. Now, classes, they didn't really change it all that much. These are just minor stuff, like in the Crusader, it's applicable to apply secondary effect even if the target is immune to crowd effects, to crowd control effects. Seismic Slam in Barbarian, Rumble Rune will now consume all remaining Fury to increase the rune's damage over time component by 15% weapon damage per point of Fury spent. Oh, it's cool. And Demon Hunter Impel Ricochet fixed the bug where second bounce granted by this rune would sometimes fail if enemies were packed tightly together. Alright, so now items. There are new freaking primal ancient items. Like, there were legendary items and then they made the ancient items, and now there are primal ancient items. Primal ancient items are for players who have largely completed gearing for their build and finished their season journey but want to continue playing. They're also for non-seasonal players who have great gear and spend most of their time gaining Paragon levels and upgrading legendary gems. We want to extend the excitement of seeing gear drop or spending blood shards at Kadala past the point of getting ancients in every slot. Primals provide an avenue for dedicated players to complete a build without feeling like required upgrades. Legendary and set items will now have a chance to roll as primal ancients. These items are much more rare than ancient items and have perfect ancient level stats on all affixes, including the item's legendary power. So basically they were like, okay, we've made stuff like so powerful now, let's just make it like 100%, like, so that if you drop an ancient primal ancient item, it's just basically 100% on every affix, on everything. Primal Ancients will only begin dropping after a character on the player's account has reached Greater Rift 70 solo. I don't know what's my Greater Rift. I currently have it to 40. So level 70 is probably like Torment 14. Something like that. So wow. These are separate unlocks for normal and hardcore players, as well as seasonal and non-seasonal characters. So this is like hardcore stuff, you know? You need to be like a really dedicated player to even do a Greater Rift 70. And even then, like, you have to play a long time to get even a chance of seeing Primal Ancient drops. The stats on these items will be tailored to the character class you are playing when the item first drops. Yes, because it would suck for you to have to finish this level 70 Great Rift solo, and then get a really rare chance of getting a Primal Ancient, and then it's like strength instead of intellect or something. Primal Ancient items salvage into 15 Forgotten Souls. There you go. Ancient items now salvage into 3 Forgotten Souls, which I think it's a very good change. Legendary items, the following items have been adjusted. It's just Reinhardt, 20% instead of 10% of proccing legendary power on frozen targets. Storm Stormgarm Strong Arm Bracers. The damage bonus from this item is now applied when the knockback occurs rather than when the enemy lands. And the bonus damage duration has been increased to 6 seconds. So, like, you knock it back, and you don't have to wait for it to completely get knocked back to actually do more damage to it. Here in class-specific items, there's just damage creep up, so damage buffs on the Crusaders Roland's Legacy 4-set bonus allow 2500 instead of 1250. Damage, if you're a monk in his favor set, damage bonus for each mystic ally has been increased to 125% instead of 100%. Zunima's Hunt damage bonus, 6 set damage bonus increased to 2500 instead of 1500. When enemies are hit by your mana spenders for 8 seconds. Wizard, Delzir's Magnum Opus 2-set bonus is now basically all these spells. When you cast all these spells, your cooldown for slow time is reduced by 3 seconds instead of 2. 4-set bonus damage reduction increased to 60% from 50%. And set bonus 6 is enemies take 3500 damage, increased damage from 2500. So 3500 from 2500. While inside slow time. The slow and damage bonuses persist on enemies for 5 seconds after they exit slow time. Some existing class specific legendary items have been updated to include a unique legendary power. Not to existing items, you have to get the item, to drop the item from now on to be able to have those. And it's just so 1 for Demon Hunter, the Barber, Metal's Heel, and Illusionary Boots. Like, they changed, now allow player to pass through enemies, and the Waller affix when using Furious Charge. Alright, now you pass through enemies. Wizard Patch, as Deciders, will now also proc damage components of Metal Heal when attacking a target. The number of procs generated by channeled skills while using this item has been reduced by 25%. So they nerfed the amount of percentage that you can get, but they buffed it by giving more procs to like pets such as Hydras. I wonder if this also sorry, goes for the fiery familiars, the familiars that you have. The Barber is now a ceremonial knife.
Want to find more gold out there?
Allowing it to roll the same damage as other Witch Doctor items. The damage bonus to the final explosion of this item legendary power has also been reintroduced. With this change, the item legendary power will also update in Canai's queue for those who already extracted it. Okay, this is cool, because like, okay, if they have to make it so that it's only on new items that you get the new stuff, but like if you got it and you destroyed it to have the power in Kanai's queue, I mean, it would be very confusing to have it there the old way and then you have to get another one and then destroy it to have in the new way. And it's like, do they make 2 items or whatever? So it's like, it just makes sense. Players, we need to re-equip the power in the cube for the updated version to appear. Monsters fixed an issue causing elite enemies with Juggernaut affix to incorrectly take normal damage from slow time when combined with Delcir's Magnum Opus. Oh, so those guys are gonna be kind of fucked up when you have a slow time kind of thing. Alright, the requirements for participating in certain difficulty levels in public games have been changed from current Paragon level to highest solo Greater Rift clear as follows. Tournament 1 to 6, no requirement. To go into, oh okay, so basically to go into Tournament 7 and up, you need to finish a solo Greater Rift level 30, 35, 40, 45 until 60. So what's a greater level 70? Like that's the highest you can go? Probably. I don't know. Additionally, several quality of light changes have been made. Frequency of several tile sets in Grid Rifts has been readjusted. So they're just changing tile sets on Grid Rifts. The flooded Cartery West Marsh locations will no longer appear on the first floor of Greater Rifts. The normal of spear throwing goatmen and skeleton archers that appear in Greater Rifts has been reduced in certain enemy populations. Set dungeons. Upper right tile has been replaced with one that affords more space for monster spawning as a quality of life improvement. Armor of a Khan. The number of times condemned must hit 10 or more enemies to complete the objective has been reduced from 12 to 10. The Elzir Magnum Opus. The required number of enemies players must hit at once with slow time has been reduced.
With all of his blathering.
Okay, now I can continue to speak. Has been reduced from 30 to 20, and the number of times they must be hit has increased from 3 to 4. So you need to hit less enemies, but you need to hit them once or another time. Oleana's stratagem. The minimum number of enemies player need to hit with a single exploding palm for the first bonus objective has been lowered from 21 to 15, and the number of times it must be performed has changed from 3 to 4. Bounties, bonus acts have been removed. With this change, completing 5 bounties in any act will now grant you a large horadic chest containing the same contents as a horadic and bonus caches. What? Okay. That's nice. Bug fixes population tripping calculation Greater Rift to spawn. Wrong ratio of minions. And then now you can spend 100 Paragon points by holding Control key and left clicking. For you that have hundreds and hundreds of Paragon points, I guess that includes me because I have 494, almost hitting 500, but I haven't played in a long time. So let's see what some of these things are. So I guess now we come over here. Oh, so they all have before they would have these exclamation points. No, they have exclamation points because you haven't done it yet. I think before they had something that indicated that they were a bonus one. Now it's just large horadic chests that you do. Okay, that you get. So that's cool. Yeah, there was no point. Like in the beginning there was a point to it, to having a bonus or rather cash, but right now people have so much power and so much stuff that's like whatever. Let's not give a shit about that. And return to game, lower difficulty, open game to public. So let's see now. Game settings. So if you want to change torment levels, oh, I have them all unlocked, but it appears that you need to, of course I can't do this with my wizard, but I guess you need to do some yeah, but it doesn't say here. It doesn't say here that you need to unlock it. Did I read it wrong? Thinking. Did I read it wrong? Oh, from current Paragon level, okay, to highest Solo Greater Rift clear. Yeah, you need to clear a Solo Greater Rift 60 to have access to Torment level 13. Yeah, that's exactly it. Alright. So, that concludes my patch analysis of... Not real an analysis, just reading it and giving you guys just a visual aid. It's not a very long patch. It has some really great stuff. The armory is really good because it's like, so for example, I have a really old build on this character because I haven't played in quite a lot of seasons. But now with this, it's like you just... Holy fucking shit, that scream. So now you can just like come over here. There's a new set, you save it, and then like if in another patch this one becomes current and good again, you can just come over and try it out and see how the differences are. It's really good. I think it's it's gonna make me want to play Diablo 3 again, honestly. Not this change exactly, but like just new stuff, quality of life improvements. I'm just gonna play Diablo 3 for like just probably until I hit 500. Yeah, and I'll see how it goes. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Hope you guys like this video. If you do, put a like and subscribe. And yeah, that's it for me right now, and I'm gonna play some Diablo 3 now because yeah, I really wanna check it out again. Like Diablo 3 is just a game that you get and that you get really into it, and then you go away, but then it pulls you back, and Blizzard is doing a great job at pulling people back to Diablo 3, people that have left, but like you just get pulled back like a lot of times because it's like new stuff gets added to the game and it's really awesome. And I've been really happy that they didn't save all these changes for another expansion, because now I have no money to buy them, but also because it's like you've already paid a lot of money to have Diablo 3 and Reaper of Souls if you bought it like in the beginning of Diablo 3 like I did, and then in the beginning of Reaper of Souls like I did. So yeah, anyway, 20-minute long video, holy shit. There you go guys, that's it for me, and see you on the next video.